does exist, but says it has been quoted out of context. The National Super Alliance today released the document it says reveals an elaborate plot to use KDF to rig the forthcoming general election. NASA's Raila Odinga and his running mate Kalonzo Musyoka said the document outlines the recruitment process of over 200 officers who will be used to disrupt mobile phone reception and water supply in certain areas in Kenya to delay voting and the results tallying exercise. But the military says all they are planning for is to ensure Kenya remains secure during the polls. Let's have this report.
For days, Kenya's opposition has been accusing the Jubilee administration of plotting to rig the forthcoming election using the military force. And today, NASA's leadership put their money where their mouth was, making public documents they claim will prove their plans by top military officers to transfer ballot papers to certain areas of the country on election day. The documents, classified as secret, are allegedly signed on behalf of the Chief of Defense Forces by Lieutenant Colonel R.D. Muye, highlights of a series of meetings by senior military officials from the 3rd of July to the 16th of July, where plans to deploy personnel for crowd control and air as well as land emergency evacuations were made.
Also included will be 226 new soldiers being trained at Mariakani Barracks to be deployed on this mission. The new soldiers don't have networks in the military. Because they are new, they will readily take any orders and at the same time cannot be identified, nor can they communicate with other soldiers who might not be privy to the plot and who would be opposed to it.
The coalition also made public a document indicating a secret meeting among army commanders which allegedly took place today, titled Proactivity in Mission Planning and Delivery, which among other things was scheduled to discuss preparedness by the Kenya Defense Forces for the elections and possible mitigation measures following the outcome of the August 8th poll. NASA believes the elaborate plans are an outcome of a sensitive meeting between President Uhuru Kenyatta and senior military officers, which took place in the confines of State House, Nairobi.
What is happening now is completely illegal. The president has no powers or authority under the Constitution to deploy the military, although he's a commander-in-chief. This is not his private army. He cannot deploy them without express authority of Parliament.
The plan is to hand over power to President Uhuru Kenyatta by completely illicit and unconstitutional means.
But the president has since denied the allegations, accusing Raila of blowing hot air on this matter, which according to the Jubilee Party is a sign that NASA has sensed defeat ahead of the polls.
Huyu mzee hana haja ya uchaguzi. Yeye anatafuta mbinu zote za kuhakikisha ya kwamba Wakenya hawatachaguana. Na ndiyo baadaye aweze apitie mlango wa nusu, akuje aseme hiyo serikali ya Uhuru na Ruto sasa imemaliza awamu yake, sasa twende mambo ya nusu mkate. Nandi mutakubali mambo ya nusu mkate? Nandi mutaniruhusu mimi na Ruto tutengeneze serikali ya nusu mkate?
The Kenya Defense Forces, through its spokesman Joseph Owodho, have admitted that indeed the documents are authentic, but say the plans have been put in place only to safeguard the election and not to rig it. NASA believes that the alleged procurement by the military of an assortment of crude weapons, including hammers, stun guns, power saws, portable antenna jammers, and closed signal frequency equipment, as outlined in this document, will be used to cut off electricity and water supply, as well as jam cell reception in Mathare and Kibra slums in an effort to ensure the election is stolen.
There's no point in us making all the elaborate arrangements that we're making, campaigning, when somebody wants to shortchange the whole process through the back door. This is not going to be acceptable. The Kenyan people will not accept it. Neither, I hope, will the international community sanitize this kind of process.
We have been consistent every step of the way. Whatever they have demanded, we have granted. Whatever they have said, we have stepped back. All the cases they have put before court, we have honored the rulings that have been given. Now they are telling us the security services are interfering with the elections. I want to say shame on you, Mr. Odinga. Shame on you.
The opposition has now forwarded the documents to both the IEBC as well as the African Union and European Union electoral observers. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.
All right, so that story leads us to a big question tonight, and we want to ask you this evening if you believe KDF response that they are